testing out. There we go. Forward-facing camera, that way I have an opportunity to actually look at myself while I'm doing it and make sure that I'm getting everything in the right position. So here we're going to be working on thoracic outlet syndrome. We have a client in a forward-facing position. Back is nice and open. I've already warmed up the muscles by working across them. You can look in previous videos for that. And we had just started getting into the traps and the supraspinatus underneath, and then back of the traps, and then as I came around to the front, we noticed that there was some issues in the pectoralis minor where it connects up here at the coracobrachialis, the chromium process. And so we're just kind of getting in there and doing a little bit of a release in that area. We'll come around the front and just work our way from here, the chromium process, down along the pectoralis minor, releasing that tension in there. And for thoracic outlet syndrome, it's where your thoracic ducts are going through in between the scapula and the first rib. And if we have too much tension coming across both from the pectoralis minor as well as the pectoralis major, and then our scalenes on top, plus our SCM, sternocleidomastoid mastoid, coming down. So that would be for here. By the time those are all tightened up, they're going to pinch those arteries and the venules. They're going to pinch off where our lymphatic system comes back through and dumps in on either side, which will cause added swelling and immunosuppressant, because we end up with an issue with our immune system shutting down because it hasn't had a chance to actually do a full cleaning like it needs to. But as far as the thoracic outlet syndrome portion of it, this is where we work. First, we're going to get in here and warm up the back, get everything ready. Then we're going to warm up the traps, get those kind of relaxed down. You may have to sit there and kind of do some soft paws down in, just work it in, maybe thumbs. You may even need to do as much as some potment into there, focused potment. On the amount of time that you need to spend, you'll have to figure that out with your client as you're working. Each one's going to be slightly different on how quickly their body responds to each portion of it and relaxes and gets prepared. Don's used to me working on him, so I can get in there a little quicker, a little bit rougher if need be, and we're warmed up and ready to go for our walk anyways. Yeah, see how the traps are just kind of flopping around in there, Don?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, whole different ball game, huh? Now we're going to get kind of underneath them. And you're just going to stay in there. There you go. Yeah. Just get underneath them a little bit. Start working the SCM. We're working the SCM right here. Right up against that thoracic duct area. We're just kind of working it down. Working it down. Working it down. We want that connection to open. That connection needs to have flow across there, otherwise it dries out on that bone and it becomes hard. Eventually you end up with a diseased bone. You'll probably be dead before that happens, considering the location. So relax into it, Don. Relax into it. There you go. There you go. I know, it's kind of a tough area, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the fun areas. You know, we can use it to our advantage coming from the other side as well, because then we can pin them. I like to get right up on them a little bit. Open that chest area up. This is also going to help. We're in that time of pandemic right now, so this is going to help with the lymphatic system getting an opportunity to keep constant flow. Now that they're finding that the virus gets caught into the T lymphocytes and converts them, we want them to be circulated more often so that there's newer ones being made versus the old ones that have been converted and are causing more damage. Now I'm doing just a little bit of range of motion on that shoulder. Just kind of opening things up, checking to see where things are at. A little bit of distraction. My arm in the way. Come on, let it fall. We're going to get right up inside of here, right in that acromion process again now with the arm just flopping like that. And we're just going to open it up. Open it up. That way we can get underneath the subscaps. That's how we do that. That's the trick. This side isn't so bad. I mean, it's puffy. It's pretty beefed up. And this is the side that causes him the most problems. It's been an issue for quite some time. But compared to yesterday, which it was like a water balloon, a hard water balloon, this is significantly better. And we've been doing a lot of cold therapy, going and swimming after our walk, yoga, and then swimming. And the water is fairly cold right now, so Don's done quite a bit of immersion on that and more yoga. And of course we're dealing with constant pain challenge as you work your way through. And a lot of that is rebirthing of the cells, rebirthing of areas. You can see he's having an issue bringing his arm up. We're going to support it in, settle it there. And while it's there, I like to pin everything in place. That way he can relax. See that? Get that shoulder to drop down. I'm going to get right up on that acromion process again. My hand right behind the scapula on the rhomboids. Right, we're creating counter. Now I can do a little forearm in the same spot. Do some breathing. Get the nice deep breaths in there. Open that area up. There you go. I'm going to drop that down. Shake it a little bit. I'm going to come in from underneath. Now I'm kind of right up at the top, right on that levator scapula with my forearm. My other forearm is pulling the acromion process towards me. Now you can recheck the hand. Place, look at that. Quite a bit of change. We're going to pin that again. Kind of just tap him. It's a type of tapotement too, right? Give it a little bit of proprioceptive in there. It's probably got a little bit of a tearing, burning feeling right in this, right in here, yeah. Very burny. And that's, we are tearing the fascia. We are going to be rebuilding it, so that is a bit of it. A bit of the burning is probably the nerve trapped right up inside of here because biceps aren't completely out. Triceps aren't completely out. And as we release them, we gain some more. And it's difficult because here you are going to be leaning on your client. We're just checking the ROMs. Most of the problem he's dealing is right up front here. Right up front here and right up inside this, deep inside this joint. And there may possibly be labral tears, surface tears. But until you have full circulation and an open joint, there's no way you're going to get the healing to go back inside there and actually start to fill those arterioles, those capillaries, and actually perfuse and clean the joint out. That was a nice little interesting release, even though it's painful. I'm going to pull myself off of you so you can release your hand in the back and drop to the ground, okay? There you go. Purposely in the distraction because now everything is upset and it's pulling in really, really hard. So now we're distracting the joint to get a little bit of that pre-flow in there before this, all of the inflammation gets in there and slows it down. Now it's just a little bit of light after massage for that area to try to get the little bit more flattening and let things relax. He brought his arm up on his own, which made it a little easier. Okay, we're just going to check this side since we're here. I like to balance things out a little bit. It's always nice. Try not to block the camera too much. It'll see some of the distraction stuff. I put my arm underneath. Check joint position. We're not doing it out here. We're doing it in where it belongs. Think about where the head is going of that humerus there, okay? Think of how things are working. Lack of opening in the elbow. Deal with that at a different time. Yeah, this shoulder is much better. Mostly its issues are dealt with because of the other arm, so we're going to chicken wing it. No problem at all. I mean, maybe not as high as possible, but still no problem at all. It doesn't hurt him. Not in the same fashion. It's more of just a workout burn. The front side, you can tell, is loose. It just goes. Most of its problem is sitting right up here at the top of the rhomboid minor and with the traps. And so we can just kind of settle in on them and just drop that arm a little. Set it up there. Do some trap pull this way. Stretch the neck, the occipitals, stretch the hair. Okay, I'm going to have you go ahead and sit up. And I'm going to do one last thing. It's a pec stretch piece. Go ahead and drop your head towards me. Okay. Just relax, lean back. Take a deep breath against my hands like you're trying to get them off. Let it go. One back more. Do it again. Let it go. One more time. Let it go. Okay, you can go ahead and come up onto the chair as you're ready.
Oh, well.
Feeling a little better now?
I can't help but say, oh,
Come on over here. You can
Oh.
see the camera. There you go.
oh, I have deep pain. Lots and lots of good healing occurred. Tio just has such an intelligence to know where to go. He's got the strength and sensitivity to really relieve so much burden and so much pain.
Yeah, looking much
I'm
better.
thankful. I'm very thankful. My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, good job. All right.
Yes. All
Excellent.
right. All right.
Thank you.